I haven't done any acro on this platform. I just haven't considered it, so I haven't tried it, but let's see what happens here. Oh! Alright. Well, it flips fast. We are disarmed. Alright. So, no damage to the frame, and believe it or not, it looks like it's in pieces, I know, but it's not. I lost a prop. The motor screws sheared off, save my motors. And I can, with the proper amount of parts, I could put this right back together, but I didn't bring any. This is just a lunch punch out test. Alright, so that goes back like that. Let's go back in there like that. Put my standoff broke. But, no damage. All easily replaceable from the standoff kit or crash kit. Okay. Prop, motor screws, 2 standoffs. I might even go ahead. Oh no, I can't fly this because I didn't bring any motor screws. Oh, and I sheared a screw on the back arm. So my power cord came loose here. Turn off power. Anyways, that's why I'm hard on frames. And this one here survived with no damage. Just a couple motor mount screws and a prop. Alright, so you can't get much worse than that. And if I had my full toolbox here, if I wasn't on my lunch hour, I would have this back in the air in just a minute or two. Alright, so let me turn off the cameras here. And this one here too. Alright, so here we are doing this test for Jeremy. I inverted the flight controller, I reorganized all the ESCs, split the props, and I hope I put them back on right. I think I did. I make it fly to make sure that it's working correctly. My battery? Yeah, my battery's off to one side a little bit. Should help with that a little bit. Camera going on the Mobius too, so. Flips fast. We are disarmed. Alright. So, no damage to the frame. And believe it or not, it looks like it's in pieces, I know. But it's not. I lost a prop. The motor screws sheared off, save my motors. And I can, with the proper amount of parts, I could put this right back together, but I didn't bring any. It's just a lunch punch out test. And so that goes back like that. Those go back in there like that. Put my standoff broke. No damage. Easily replaceable from the standoff kit or crash kit. Okay. Prop, motor screws, 2 standoffs. I might even go ahead. Oh no, I can't fly this because I didn't bring any motor screws. Oh, and I sheared a screw on the back arm. It's my power cord came loose. Turn off power. Anyways, that's why I'm hard on frames. And this one here survived with no damage. Just a couple motor mount screws and a prop. Alright, so you can't get much worse than that. And if I had my full toolbox here, if I wasn't on my lunch hour, I would have this back in the air in just a minute or two. Alright, so let me turn off the cameras here. Alright, let's switch to my Mobius because I know that my 808 cam will just never last. Alright, so I came from smashing the crap out of the BPQ 250. I've surveyed it and I've counted out some screws for replacement for the pulled out ones. When the motors hit, the screws stripped out. This is on purpose. You know, if you don't like it, you can put in metal screws, but the plastic ones, or nylon, I always call them plastic, they're nylon. They're supposed to pull out so that your your motor shafts don't shear off. So, or not shear off, but bend. There's a, you know, they get too out of balance, then it'll just never work right. So I thought I'd make this repair video. It was a pretty gruesome crash. Like I said, I haven't flown acro on this frame. I haven't flown acro actually for a couple months now. So my thumbs are out of calibration. Every quad too has a different rotational speed, and you have to be prepared to catch it. And I know I didn't have enough height. So anyways, first step, let's get all these props off. This is just how it was in the field. Well, actually in the field, okay, just separated, alright, and that's alright. That's what it's supposed to do. And what I did is I smashed it back together. I broke a screw here. Standoff here. Standoff this screws in here. Okay. So we'll just go through the things here. This arm impacted and it sheared off the screw. It's supposed to do that. The whole idea of this is cheap replacement parts. All these parts and more come in a crash kit. Currently, you can get those on the website. Alright, so I'll throw out the broken parts that didn't vanish into the grass. Oops. I've been pushing these on, but it's actually probably better to screw them on so that it doesn't. I don't know if this silicon's going to wear very much. It's pretty tough stuff, but it's probably better to do it this way. Let's go over your screws here. Movie created, yeah. Alright, so this is one of the little screws. I might not have counted enough because I counted those out for the these are the same screws that go into the motors. Okay. There's that. This goes into here. I have a real bad habit of looking underneath my glasses, and I'll bet you I'm monkeying up this video, and I hope I'm not. See if I can't. Alright, so that's all those screws. I already replaced that one. I have to pause this video for a moment. Alright, I had to take a break for a second, so 2, 4, 5. Alright, so before the break, we replaced a screw up there and one long screw on the bottom. I tend to not keep things in the picture, sorry. Okay. Now, we'll just straighten up these motors. I know that with these motors, these screws go in a bit too much. So all you do is you just take a millimeter off. I thought it was more important to have a common part that works for everything than it is to have millimeter differences in screws, which would become a nightmare to, you'd always have the wrong size screw, you know what I mean. Because I've done this a couple times, I know that these screws need to be shorter for these motors. For other motors, they are certainly just right. But always check. Don't crush your motor windings. Don't strip your screws. Check inside. Hope I get that on camera. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I hope so. The screws are perfect. No contact with the motor winding. That's exactly what we want. So we're almost there. I really like these HQ props. They're quite amazing. If you go to their website, they talk about how they decided that there was room for them to really come out with a quality prop, to use different materials and address the shortcomings of the crappy props that are out there. And I think they really did it. I hadn't tried them. I had heard about HQ props for a while. I don't know what possessed me to get them. I guess maybe the other ones were all sold out, because I'd always gotten GWS props. But once I saw these and you feel them, they feel different than other props. You can tell right away that there's a whole different quality to the material that they use, and I think they glass fill them or something. I don't know. But the proof is in the pudding. When you fire them up and you see just how you can hear the difference when your quad flies just completely differently. You know, it's like, oh my God, this is what we're supposed to be flying. Trying to be quick here. When you assemble these for the first time, you'll note that your motors only go on one way. So always be sure you don't put your arms on upside down, unless you intend to. Otherwise your motor wires will be sticking out in the wind. This needs to be just a little tighter. This is probably the one that I broke. You can tighten this by hand. Initially I was saying to do that, but my fingers wear out. I'm going to get arthritis holding them things. Alright, so the reason you want this tight is because when this impacts like it did today, you want this to shear off, but you want a lot of friction here because it's supposed to be a shock absorber. This is like a pin that holds it in place, but once you pop that, this is being tight is what does all the work and absorbs the energy, of an impact. So. Well, this prop is chipped, but I'll still fly it because I'm cheap. The other thing that happened is, actually this didn't happen, I just didn't put this back together right. My power cord fell out. So anyways, that's all there is to it, typical. Pop some screws in, replace your broken props, toss it back into the air. I know I'm like doing my final speech before I'm completely done here. So I'm still fishing wiring. If I was smart, I would have done this first, but I got a new desk, so I'm sitting here thinking about zip ties, and I don't know where they are because I've moved everything around. And there they are. I'll zip tie this up so it doesn't flop around quite so much. Yep, I'm doing the whole look underneath the eyeglass thing again. Alright, sorry. It's important when you build this quad that you try to, I don't know if you can see this here, you can't do much about the ESC wires, but you try to keep everything either on this side or on this side. You don't want things routing back and forth between them. So when I put my FPV battery on here and the Mobius cam, it all goes on top. So if you separate, you have a clean separation, and you don't break wires and things. Okay. This is my 12 volt power connector for LEDs. I have a little LED harness that when I want to fly at night, which I've only done once, I can hook it up into here. Little mini Deans. I broke a wire off. It's got to come back to this one here. But anyways, I can stick some LEDs in here. That looks pretty cool. Alright, so that's the repair. I need to put another zip tie in there. I have to fish out some props because obviously I broke one. I think I broke two actually. That's not going to last. Okay, there we go. So that's all that it takes after a pretty beefy crash. What do we end up with? 7 little screws, I think.
one long screw and one standoff, 120mm standoff, and back together. I'll go fish out some props. I'll throw it on here, and this thing will be back in the air in seconds. Okay, I won't make this any longer. It's been too long.